Alright, it is collab time. We have Overlord rerun. We know who the characters are because he teased it. It's obviously Demiurge, and I believe, I don't know the character's name, but it's the one people wanted from season 1 instead of Coctus, which is the maid. We got a little bit of a trailer here. I was funny reading all the JP comments because they still didn't think it was Overlord. Oi, oi! Okay, there they are. So Demiurge and whoever that girl is, which makes a lot of sense because Nagato put it bluntly. They need a sell character with, you know, big you know what. So putting two little twins ain't gonna sell, right? He's not the master. I thought he'd have his like frog form. That might be the ultimate. Big AoE skill though. It's gonna be, imagine his AoE point. He really is like Diablo slime. Okay, I mean that's cool a little bit. I need to, because he hadn't done much in season 1. But the Gelda, I'm more interested in her a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, single target skill. AoE skill. Okay, here we go. I will say Demiurge might be the main one. Ooh, wow. Single target though, from the looks of it. Yeah, single target. Ooh, okay. All looks really good though. Okay, I want to see the outfits because that's probably the biggest thing I want about this collab that I want is just to see. Oh, she's the tickets though. But yeah, I really want to see Abado's new outfit. 103 diamonds. Whoa. 10 singles. 3 Coctus. Let's go. Are we going to get a free shelter as well? Yeah, nothing being revealed just yet about what's going to happen, but we'll see throughout the stream. Okay, that's somebody loved doing. They did that with Sugar Tensei. They reanimated the encounter between Austin and also Rudius, but I don't think that means anything towards like a new story mode. All right, so we have some buffs towards every character in the Overlord collaboration, even Kokaitis. But this is Irons. You can see they're not going crazy as much as we saw with obviously Shidora because these characters are not even a year old yet. So the fact they even get buffed to begin with is, I guess, a good thing. Also a good sign that, yeah, I think every character returning now for collaborations are going to get buffed, right? Which I was a bit worried that they wouldn't do for this time, and then it's not guaranteed that every collab gets a buffed, only if they're really, really bad, but it does like going forward. Every single collaboration that reruns now, it's going to get buffed up, so, you know, good sign for whenever they want to return Mushoku Tensei or even Slime. We do know Demon Lord Rimuru is now going to get buffed up here, but you can see Irons, all they've done here is change his ultimate. They've changed the verdict damage, which before just does 4% damage. It's now going up to 50, and also his relic as well is now going off from 4% from, which was previously 3%. The problem is, they're not crazy buffs, and you'll see when you get to Albedo, they basically did nothing, but hey, they buffed them up, right? And then if we go towards Shaltir, they once again didn't go too crazy either. I hope they would have removed her actual defense related stats she gets lowered to make her more squishy, you know, remove it, right? Just make her like normal. But you can see her skill 1 and skill 2 got a big damage increase from 150 to 180, 250 to 270. Probably the biggest buff in the collab, I think, maybe. And then also her passive did get changed to where the hero's HP starts to increase up to 10% rather than 3, which is from what, 21%? To now 5%. So it does make a big difference there. So yeah, that's all that got changed for obviously Shelter. And then move it over. And the 2 buffs here, once again, so small they fit both on screen. Albedo's damage multiplied went up by 50%. It might even just be the tier 3. I don't even know. But you can see this is like a 500. I imagine this is now 320. And this is probably what? 220. So she's doing more damage, I think, hopefully on all skills, not just the tier 3, because that'd be even worse. So basically nothing. That was just basically saying, hey, we've buffed her up, but it's not going to affect anything. And then Kokaitis is 10% rather than 8, which was a HP increase by 8%. Now it's going to be so is it 40 to 50% basically? So it's like 10% increase. So yeah, like I said, the buffs aren't crazy. I'm more impressed the fact they actually did it. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't want the collab to return so soon was because there's a chance they wouldn't buff up the characters. And I guess if they actually did buff the characters, then, you know, they have to be very small because the characters are still kind of good. All right, we got some new outfits. They actually cooked for once. These 2 outfits are whatever. Secretary, to be fair, always looks good on most characters. Snow White outfit for the looks of it, which looks fair enough. But we have our first look at the actual costumes that you can buy with actual money for the previous return of characters. And obviously, I said in my video, really looking forward to seeing how Albedo looks. And I think they've done pretty well here. This is Irons, not the greys. I like green. It is a moth. You can't tell, but it is a moth. And that's the theme they got going on here. They're all going to be getting moth outfits. So we jump over towards Alberta now. Hey, it looks good. I know people aren't going to enjoy it as much because it's not revealing. But I do like that he's gone out the way to make unique and something we haven't seen in the game too much, right? Like, it's so annoying whenever they return collabs or do collabs when you get that stupid, like, just, like, uniform outfit. Really, really annoying. And then, Shout here, probably got the best one, actually. I think the colors look so good now, especially, like, for the fact that you're vampire, like, the orange. I really like it. And then Cocytus, it's not a moth, but it's free, I think. Yeah, this one's free. But, hey, you know what? They actually did all right for the outfits for the rerun. I like that. I'm definitely picking up Shoutiers, even though I don't use as much. But I really like the headpiece. Okay, so on screen now are the character skills. This is Narberal. I think they pronounce the name. I'm not entirely sure. They don't actually show gameplay of her because if you look at her kit and even as you see, she's clearly not the main character on the banner. She's a decent character. You can think of it like how we had the Rise of the Shield collaboration where she is the glass of the collaboration, where Demiurge is the new actual like festival level, the big Victoria, the big banner character. And the biggest thing about him is that he's a demon character. He's actually unknown, but his passive does work with demons. So our first ever demon collaboration character. And this is the guy everyone should be going for. So we'll read through his passive because he actually showed gameplay of him. So at the start of battle, apply mind control to the enemies with the highest attack stats and the enemy with the lower stats than the unit. So very much like green or I guess blue Ludocio back in the day. He also adds demon race to the unit, and for every demon ally participating in the battle, increase the demon's ally base stats by 5% and decrease damage taken by 10%. So was it 50% base stats, 5% damage decrease, quite massive. And at the start of the ally's turn, apply Flare's Prison Flame to all enemies for 2 turns. And when the unit attacks enemies with advantage attribute, he is red, so when he attacks green characters, he's going to deal damage equal to or extra 50% damage dealt. So I believe people were saying it was after counter. And when enemies use a debuff attacking card, apply a debuff that decreases max HP by 30%. Now, important to know, if they use a skill that applies the debuff, like through past it, don't think it counts, is only a debuff attacking card. So, like Victoria's little debuff she does, right? The mind control that does apply towards the characters decreases damage by 30%. And the crazy one is, when other enemies are alive, they can't target Demiurge. So he's going to have, like, protection, which is insane. And once again, you can see his skills. I actually called that he was going to have weak point on his AoE skill. It basically is. It does 3 times damage towards debuff targets, which is what weak point does. But it also as well increases damage when using when someone has the mind control debuff on, which is yeah, quite crazy that I kind of called it. So let's check out the gameplay, which I will say they do show a new hawk pass for 4. You can see it there a little bit. It don't look that good. There's a cut-in. She gets the axe though. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be skipping through it because it doesn't look that interesting. I'm not gonna lie. They didn't do the best gameplay. From what I've heard, the gear for Boulder might not be the great because he wasn't doing nothing. But you can see the damage reduction is quite helpful. But yeah, if you're looking right now, the AoE skill, there was quite a lot of damage. Which I think it's not probably the best showcase. I mean, once again, the JP side don't have the best track record. But it goes to show that funny enough, unknowns have been rampant and obviously run the meta. They're now starting to run the demon team. Because we have 2 unknowns being Gelda and also Demiurge running the demon team. It's going to be ridiculous. But hey, at least if anything, demons are now going to be a bit more usable and Gelda's going to be more usable, which is very, very good too. But yeah, that is basically the gameplay. It wasn't the best thing. In fact, even the demons are using Nanishi. So it's crazy that the demon team's turned into unknowns. It's, yeah, a bit crazy. But yeah, the demon team does well against this team. Okay, there going to be some big damage actually. So tier 2 skill. Some big damage, some big crits too. And that was, type neutral, so imagine against that against like a green character. And Gelda's popping off as well. So like once again, Gelda getting buffs too. And the best thing is, she's actually on the banner. They've actually made Gelda on the collab banner. Insane. Don't know, especially over the past few months of all the collab banners being bad, and all they had to do was put Gelda on the banner. They never did it. They just did it with Boulder to try and bait people in the summon, which I think they may have done that. But the fact she returned the collab banner is sick because the individual rate for the 2 new characters, Demiurge being 0.5, you're going to get them out of Dupe a lot more easier. You can probably get a 6/6 in 2 rotations, and you can also get a Gelda as well. Nanishi, if you somehow have them 6/6, it's a good banner. And I believe that's it. From the looks of it, because she does apply shock, they are showcasing Narberal, his personal name, in the actual rat. So maybe she's a rat unit. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Are you excited? To be fair, my expectations were kind of low for this collaboration because I didn't think it would do much. But to be fair, they haven't done much to buff the characters. Sure, they have buffed them up, but how much is that going to change? Demiurge, at least he's buffing up demons. We want more diversity. I want to see more different teams. So I definitely do like it. Obviously, I'm not a demon main, but the fact that Gelda's now going to come back a little bit in meta, I don't mind it. And the outfits are good too. So, hey, I'm fine with it. Guys, thank you for watching. And yeah, peace.